Moving on to the second big story, and that's also coming in from Uttar Pradesh. Starting Monday, July 22, the annual pilgrimage of Kanwar Yatra begins. It holds immense significance for millions of devotees of Lord Shiva who undertake a spiritual journey involving carrying of sacred Ganga water and offering it to Shiva temples. Now, ahead of that, two districts in Uttar Pradesh have issued a rather controversial diktat. Administration in Muzaffarnagar and Saharanpur have asked eateries along the Kanwar Yatra route to display names of their owners. The state said that its intention was not to create any kind of religious discrimination, but only to prevent any untoward situations as have been seen in the past. But this has given ammunition to the opposition, who have likened it to apartheid. The move by the administration has indeed opened up a Pandora's box. There is a question of responsible business practices versus dividing service providers on the basis of their background. The opposition calls the move akin to food apartheid or like the Jews' business boycott in Nazi Germany. The administration says, though, that the aim is only to avoid religious disputes. Opposition have accused state of sponsoring bigotry. Admin says the move is not discriminatory, it only facilitates devotees. Yogi administration has been accused of violating the constitution with this, and the move itself has been termed illegal. But the administration says all stakeholders were consulted and they have anyways agreed. Now, opposition is also questioning the Yogi-led government if it will work only for one community. Administration, though, says that Yatris have a dietary preference and there's no harm in making it easier for them to decipher where to eat. The big debate coming up with this names disclosure for eateries diktat, is this truly for ease or is there inherent prejudice in this?
जितने भी खान पान के दुकानें हैं, चाहे वो होटल, ढाबे, ठेले, जहाँ से भी कांवड़िए अपनी खाद्य सामग्री खरीद सकते हैं, उन सबको ये निर्देशित किया गया है कि अपने प्रोप्राइटर के या काम करने वालों के नाम ज़रूर डिस्प्ले करें।
जो कांवड़िए आते हैं उनको सही कीमत पर सामान दुकानों पर न मिलने के कारण पूर्व में विवाद पैदा हुआ। इसके साथ ही दुकान किसी अन्य व्यक्ति की है और उस पर पोस्टर और नाम कुछ और लिखा गया, जिससे भ्रम की स्थिति पैदा होती है और विवाद की स्थिति उत्पन्न होने की संभावना होती है।
ये संविधान के आर्टिकल 17 का वायलेशन है, जो अनटचेबिलिटी की बात करता है।
इसके पीछे मंशा है इकोनॉमिक बॉयकॉट ऑफ मुस्लिम्स को नॉर्मलाइज करना, कैसे आर्थिक बहिष्कार का सामान्यकरण करना है मुसलमानों। तो इस मंशा को तो हम कामयाब किसी के लिए नहीं होने देंगे। वो
बीजेपी को जो नुकसान हुआ है लोकसभा में, अब ये एक जमीन तैयार करना चाहते हैं।
किसी हिंदू या मुसलमान होने से कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है। बाकी किसी हिंदू या मुसलमान के दुकान को लेकर के कोई बहिष्कार किया गया है, ऐसा नहीं है। इसको अखिलेश यादव जानबूझ करके एक सांप्रदायिक एंगल देने का प्रयास कर रहे हैं।
Sharad Trivedi of UP BJP, Vivek Shilaj from the Samajwadi Party and Desh Ratan Nigam continue to be with us. Tausif Ahmed Khan, lawyer and political activist, is also joining us. Like I said, it is indeed a Pandora's box because one, there is right to choose, right to an informed choice. And food is one of those aspects of life where the source of food or even the way that the food is prepared is extremely important to many, many people. On the other side, this is also about tagging one community or demarcating one community to versus another. So that's really the debate here. I want to begin with Vivek Shilaj here. The opposition seems to be fuming. But Vivek, it's not as if the administration is saying that, okay, eat from so-and-so, don't eat from so-and-so. The administration is only saying that, you know, it's mandatory to display your names and let the customer then have the informed choice of where they want to eat. Why is this so objectionable to you?
You know, Shivani, this is a very, very weird decision that has been taken by the Uttar Pradesh administration. It's very clear, you know. Very clear that the Bharatiya Janata Party led by Yogi Adityanath is absolutely scared at the moment. They have lost a big election just very recently. They are incapable and they are incompetent. That is absolutely clear. These type of things, they divide the people. They don't unite the people. Definitely divide the people. What the Bharatiya Janata Party is trying to prove. There are very common names even in Hindus or Christians or even in Muslims. Like you say, there are many names. And the other thing, you start about people working. Suppose I have a shop and some people are working in my shop. How I am going to identify them? मेरे होटल का वेटर का नाम ये है, की जात ये है. What are you trying to do? Where are you trying to take this country? What are your intentions?
Okay, I'll take that.
What future are you trying to give to the people? What example are you trying to give to the youth of the country?
Okay.
This is not done.
Okay, so I want to understand.
I'll just take 5 seconds. It's better for the Bharatiya Janata Party to focus on development, to focus on how the paper leaks are being done. They have to restore that, they have to avoid it, and they have to, the police, recruitment, they have to do it again. It's
Okay. No, so Vivek, the question that I'll take this to our BJP representative, but the question I'm trying to ask is, it's not as if people are being told that either you shut your shops, depending on what you're serving and who owns it or who works there. They're only saying display your names so that the customer can make an informed choice. Now, we cannot deny, and the show is called Plain Speak because we don't really beat around the bush. We cannot deny that there are different eating practices amongst different religion. And during a religious yatra, people's dietary preferences become even narrower, right? There is a certain discipline, added discipline that is added. And source of food and preparation of food becomes extremely important. It's not just for Hindus, this case exists for Muslims too. So what is the objection here in displaying names if that helps the customer make a more informed choice? Nobody should be harassed, nobody should be shut down, and this is only through that route, not all of Uttar Pradesh. So just pinpoint to me what is the discrimination or the bigotry here? Vivek?
If the question is for me?
Yes, yes.
I think it's, it's something that is, most unacceptable. Even if it is for just 2 districts of Uttar Pradesh, but it's not acceptable, You think we are living in the 21st century? Come on. We are saying that India is going to be developed by 2047. Is this the way the country is going to be developed?
Okay.
We have to change our mind. We have to change our thought. We have to be more liberal. But the Bharatiya Janata Party sadly is taking the country backward. They say sabka saath, sabka vikas, sabka samman, sabka kuch, sab kuch. But ultimately you have to carry the entire, because Yogi Adityanath ji is not the chief minister of only Hindus. He is even the chief minister of Vivek silence. He is even the chief minister of, the Muslim communities and the other minorities.
So that's what I'm asking you. What is the discrimination here? The public can still eat from any stall that they want to.
They can. That is the question. Why the Bharatiya public can go anywhere and eat whatever they like, whatever they desire. But what the Bharatiya Janata Party is trying to make a drift by doing this.
Okay.
Can't you understand that?
All right.
It's
So you're
very
saying
evident.
just the demarcation of the names creates a rift. Mr. Trivedi, please respond to that. Because, pardon the pun, it is a little bit unpalatable that you're asking people to display names, and we all know that it is being done with the intention so that the yatris know who is a Hindu vendor and who is a Muslim vendor.
Shivani, there are 2 aspects in this discussion. First is that the worldwide consumer protection movement is only about making an informed choice, as you have already said. Now, when I want to make an informed choice, I want to know the person, the company which is selling it, the person who's selling it, the product which is being sold, the ingredients of the product which is being sold. I need to know everything. And the other aspect is that, there's a sort of feeling among in the opposition, or that is the feeling they're trying to promote, that in case it is a Muslim, then people will stop buying. I do not know a single non-vegetarian eater in Delhi who has not gone to Kareem once in his lifetime. There's not a single person who's not gone to Salim restaurant, which is owned by probably Huma Qureshi, one of the top actresses' relatives. No, there's nobody who's not gone there. I cannot afford Habib, otherwise I would have gone to Habib. If people brag about it, it's a bragging right that you go to Habib. Before you go there, you talk about it. After you go there, you talk about it. There's nothing wrong with it. Here we are trying to, sell apple as if they are bananas. What we are saying is that please let the people make an informed decision. We have got a soda bottle opener wala in Delhi. Now that's a Parsi restaurant. They make all kinds of Parsi motifs, Parsi photographs telling that it's a Parsi restaurant. You go to Goa, you've got an Andrews Cafe, you've got a D'Souza's bar. They do not say Shuddha Vaishnav Bhojanalaya, or a Sardar does not call his dhaba as Vaishnav dhaba or Mahmood or Salim.
Are you saying then that there has been a tendency to mislead with certain hoardings
that
and
is what we are
disclaimers,
concerned
and that
about.
is why this was necessary during a religious yatra? Is the government then
are not
openly saying that?
Shivani, we are not making any discrimination against anybody. We are just telling people take an informed choice. You should know what you are buying. You should know from whom you are buying. Which constitution, which paper or which page on the constitution says that we should lie.
No.
My friend was
Perhaps
saying that
the objection is
we are a forward-looking economy. Where in the liberal economy do we have a system of telling lies? What we are saying is do not tell lies. Tell what you are. People will still buy Tata truck. If Tata, there are only 40,000 Parsis in India. If this was the condition,
incredibly,
buy it only from the person.
Absolutely incredible.
Then
What
probably
the Bharatiya Party
the
is
Tata
trying to
empire would have collapsed.
One second. Vivek, I'll come back to you. Two of our guests have not spoken. Possibly, Deshrata Nigam, the objection is that you're not asking them to, make a disclaimer about how they prepare their food, what all ingredients are they using, is it pure veg, not pure veg, what kind of food is available, is it sattvic, not sattvic, etc. Those are not the disclaimers that are being asked for. The disclaimers that are being asked for is only name. So maybe even if the intention was right, the way the administration has done it is, as some would say, leaving a bad taste in people's mouth.
Well, Shivani, in fact, all controversies will come to an end if we look at the Consumer Protection Act, as pointed out by Mr. Trivedi, that a consumer has a right to an informed information that he can make a right kind of a choice. Secondly, if you look at the objective of this yatra, this is a specialized order for a particular purpose. For this particular Kanwar Yatra, which is a very important religious yatra for Hindus, and they follow certain protocol. For that, an informed choice is absolutely necessary. And nobody is asking consumers or misleading them to buy from a particular place or not to buy from a particular place. The choice is in the hands of the consumers, which has always been there. That right can never be taken away. And it is in this particular case, if I am a devout Hindu going on a Kanwar Yatra, I would not like to eat from someone who eats beef. That's my belief, and that's the kind of a diktat that my religion also tells me not to do that. And that informed choices, I may do that in the normal circumstances. I may go to that restaurant in the normal circumstances, but for a special yatra, a religious yatra for Hindus, this is a special order for a special purpose. That is all it has to be seen as, and I have a right to that informed choice.
No, but
and once we
why
once
not
we do
ask?
That,
why not ask vendors to display what kind of food they are serving instead of who they are?
See, the fact is there have been a lot of cases where it is written Ganpati. And in fact, your channel was also showing some of the lists where people do get confused. It is for this particular purpose, for these 21 days or whatever number of days are there from 22nd onwards. It is for those period of days it has been said so. For Kanwar Yatris coming from all over the country, which believe in vegetarianism, don't want to have that kind of confusion. Because once they go back and come to know that they have the particular kind of ingredients, or these certain persons who do not believe in our ideology, or, have been eating beef and all, then it becomes a very painful thing for that particular religious person, because its objective will not be achieved. So we must focus on the objective of these yatras, not about the Hindu Muslims, and this is for a specific purpose, for a specific time only, not a general order, not a discriminatory order to that extent. I'm sure this cannot be challenged in a court of law.
Tausif, I do want to point out that for Muslims, halal meat is important, right? They don't eat anything else but halal meat. And halal meat has to be, if it has to be prepared right, the animal has to be slaughtered by a Muslim as well. So it points out to the fact that food source and food preparation is extremely important for people who believe in this and for people who have very strong religious views. What is the objection if in this case, Kanwar Yatris also want to know who is preparing the food for them? If Muslims have that right, so do Hindu devout Yatris as well. Tausif, I think you've muted yourself.
Shivani, there is an assumption. You are assuming that it is perhaps the Kanwar Yatri organizations and all who have written and asked for this display of name. You see, everywhere around the world, whether it is a third world country or a first world country, food are categorized into majorly, vegetarian or non-vegetarian or sugar-free or halal, as you rightly pointed out. But nowhere in the world a food becomes a Hindu food or a Muslim food except in Uttar Pradesh. In the entire stretch of 40 kilometers road, there's a diktat that you must display your name. Why? Because this is called
Because
food
who is
apartheid.
preparing your food? I just pointed that out. Who is preparing your food can be crucial to people, just like it is crucial for halal certification. A Hindu's, a non-Muslim slaughtered animal is not considered halal.
You see, Shivani,
Similarly, just heard me.
I've understood your question.
Yeah, just hear me out for the benefit of the viewers. Once again, for the benefit of our viewers as well, just like food preparation and food source is crucial for other religious beliefs, there is a section of Hindus for who has touched your food and what are the practices, dietary practices of those individuals is also important. So should we not respect that even for a limited period of time?
No, listen, you see, when you have a chief minister who's a Hindu priest, urine drinking Hindu priest, what can we expect?
You're not answering my question.
The fact that everyone has a right, yes, you are right, that a food preference, how food is preferred, then, when you engage a chef in a house, you can do that, whether you are engaging a Muslim or a non-Muslim. But when it comes to public right, when it comes to public display of name, that there is a violation of Constitution of India, unless you give a damn about Constitution of India, which I'm sure the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh does not care about the Constitution, because he will start fighting with you the moment you contend him with that this is a violation. You have seen that BJP spokesperson doing that. You see, this is a food apartheid, nothing else. A normalization of economic boycott of Muslim. Dietary preference means vegetarian food, non-vegetarian food, eggless food, sugar-free food. It never means that the shop owner has to be Muslim, that the food has to be branded Hindu food, Muslim food, Christian food. No, it is never like that.
But food is branded halal food. Then object to that too.
It's a Muslim food. It's a Islamic food.
No. Hindu shops are selling halal food.
So please food branding happens, no?
Thousands and crores. Nowhere do they ask that a Muslim name has to be there. That a Muslim owner will only sell halal food.
Halal certification.
Halal food.
Halal certification in itself brands it as Muslim food.
Shivani, that's wrong. That's a wrong connotation. Even non-Muslim people eat halal food. What kind of argument you are giving?
That's precisely what I'm saying.
Also, no law requires anyone to display the name, to brand a food. Halal food does not become Muslim food, and Muslims can only, and Hindu cannot eat Muslim food. But what in Uttar Pradesh they are doing, they are branding Hindu food, Muslim food, Hindu water, Muslim water, and asking the Kanwar, tell me, just 5 minutes, tell me, this Kanwar Yatra, the Kanwar Yatras are going on from ages. Do we not have instances where Muslims are standing on the road offering water to Kawadiyas, offering food to Kawadiyas, and they have been accepting food and water from Muslims. So why Chief Minister
Why do this
Yogi
now?
Adityanath is doing now?
Okay,
Because
fair
he has
enough.
lost
I'll
the
take
election.
that. I'll take that to Mr. Trivedi. But see, the distinction that I was trying to make is, and Deshath Nigam can come in, is that when you have something like halal certification that has its own very religious ways of preparation, that in itself deems it fit to be consumed by a certain religious population. Others can eat it. That's their choice. But there is a certification that brands it fit to be eaten by a certain population. By that logic, if the Kanwar Yatris, and mind you, this is only on Kanwar Yatra route, it is not pan-UP, and that too only a portion of the Kanwar Yatra. The administrations in those areas says that we have had instances where it has led to tension, that people were served food that they didn't think they were eating, and to avoid that, they want this clarity so that you know. As I said, and Deshath Nigam can come in, it's not just the source of food. For example, some people eat eggs, but they want to eat only farm-raised eggs, right? From chickens that are farm-raised. Meat that is farm-raised. They don't want those, those jam-packed food houses or meat houses produced chicken, for example. They're non-vegetarians, but they have preferences of where their meat comes from. So, again, the question is, what is so wrong if you're not barring anyone from doing business, if you're not telling people eat this or don't eat this, what is the problem in just making the disclaimers that makes your choice easier and rules out any confusion? And yes, we have to accept that food preparation between Hindus and Muslims is different. Lifestyle is different. There's no harm in accepting that. Yes,
Shivani, consumer is a king. That is what the tagline goes in everything. Now he has to make informed choices. And for that informed choices as to what he is eating he eating as per his beliefs and preferences? He must know. It is his choice to which shop he should go and which shop he should not go. And especially for these, yatras, religious yatras, where the objective is very important, as I have said so. So it is not about discrimination. There are people who hide identities. We have seen in Gujarat, we have seen in UP highways and so many dhabas where people go. When they scan the QR code, it comes out, it is owned by a Muslim. That's all right. But why to hide an identity? You must display, clearly tell them, it is my choice whether I want to go or I do not want to go, especially keeping my religious objectives in mind. Okay. Therefore, today what we are talking about is the preferences of the consumer and informed choices, and which is permitted by the Constitution. It is not unconstitutional. Please remember that. It is a statutory right, legal right, as well as constitutional right. All three rights combined in one, which the consumer has, and he is exercising that consumer right.
The question though, the political question that Tausif asked is that these yatras have been going on for forever. Why, Mr. Trivedi, was there a need to do this now?
We have complaints coming from people that these kind of things are happening.
What kind of things?
We go to a restaurant and it is written Shuddha Vaishnav Bhojanalaya, and then they started calling each other Salim, Kaleem, Nadeem.
So could they not produce Shubh Vaishnav Bhojanalaya? Could they not produce pure veg?
We are
Vaishnav
not
has its concept, Shivani. Vaishnav preparation is different.
We are only against people telling lies. The Constitution does not, which page the Constitution, we should tell lies. It's a liberal country, we are a futuristic country, so we should tell lies. We are only insisting at please tell the truth. Telling the truth, there is a Jain food also. When we go to foreign countries, they serve Jain food on board the plane. Because when we talk about Jain food, then there is a certain aspect of the food that there is not going to be onion, there is not going to be garlic in it. There is something Jain food, there is vegan food. I have got Muslim friends coming home. I said, we do not serve meat. They say, no, whenever we go out, we do not take risk. We are pure vegetarian when we go out because we can't afford to eat jhatka. So we are vegetarians when we go out. We are not going to consume anything which is not halal. So just let the people take an informed decision, whatever you want to do.
Okay,
Muslims
Vivek
want to-
Shilas.
Fine. The Hindus, they want to
No,
eat
no.
halal.
Vivek
Shivani,
Shilas,
yes.
I do want to add, I have a minute left, which I'll give to you, but I do want to add that there have been also incidents, not only where, as Mr. Trivedi is saying, that, there's an attempt to mislead. Now, that may also not come from a terrible place. It must be just business instinct or acumen that, you feel you may have a wider audience and customer base if you say that this is a Vaishno Bhojanalaya, etc. But that's still not good business practice. And then there have also been instances where, let's say, the preparation that was being done by Muslim cooks in non-Islamic settings has raised concerns, right, amongst the non-Muslim population. There have been vendors and cooks, etc., who've been caught spitting. Some have even justified it. I remember these cases that have come to light. So there is an element of fear or suspicion, which should not be normalized to say that everybody is doing it, but it exists. Now, during a very particular religious yatra, is it wrong to be able to say that, okay, let the public decide in a more clear manner?
Yes, it's a matter of just to district what the Bharatiya Janata Party has decided with Muzaffarnagar and, Saharanpur. But there is a big, a very pious place in Uttar Pradesh, that is Shivdwar in Sonbhadra, where devotees from everywhere come. What about them? Do the same thing in Mirzapur, do the same thing in Chandauli, do the same thing in Sonbhadra. Are they not devotees? If you are doing it, do it properly. Not to show to the people. Even from Bihar, people come there. Even from Varanasi, people come there. Shivdwar in Sonbhadra is a very pious place.
Okay.
So if you are going to do it properly. Don't play politics. Don't create a hatred between people. Don't create a drift between the people of India. People are watching it.
Okay,
and I know
let the public
people
decide.
are not going to like it. Let the public decide.
You're right,
The public
actually.
is not going
This
to.
is a move that is being touted to ease a certain section and their apprehensions. Let the public decide if this actually benefits them. And we certainly hope that there are no cases of harassment on ground that lead to any kind of division amongst the public. I do thank all of our guests for joining us.